if countries start kind of imposing restrictions on our exports, the modest level of exports which we have, we would also, like the Chinese have done vis-a-vis the United States, start exploring both the tariff and the non-tariff barriers, which I think is not on. And if India also were to do what the Chinese are threatening to do, start imposing duties on aircrafts, higher duties on aircraft, both civilian and military, into India, and also India starts looking more seriously at the new oil and gas imports which we have started effecting from the United States. The United States becomes a much bigger loser than we do, because there are other options for other sources for oil and gas, and as always there is, particularly on the civilian side, options to buy aircrafts elsewhere rather than only in the United States.
The overall impact on the US of tariffs imposed by India is very low, and we need those items for our own industries and our own economy. If we raise those tariffs, we would be shooting ourselves in the foot. So we just can't afford to do it, and there is no reason for us to do it.
Rather, the real vulnerability from a trade war that India faces is first a diminution in aggregate demand overseas. If aggregate demand falls in the United States and China and Europe, Indian exports to those countries, however big or small they are likely to fall, and the potential for export growth will diminish simply because of the decline in aggregate demand overseas. A second vulnerability that India faces is on the import side. If trade is diverted away from the U.S. market and indeed the Chinese market, thanks to higher tariffs on both sides, there's a risk that those goods that otherwise would have gone to the U.S. or China get put into the Indian market, possibly at dump prices, threatening Indian producers.